Well, hello there, everybody. This is Draven Taylor, and this is technically part 2 to a set of videos that I'm doing regarding mods. I'm going to show you how to install Aslain, but I'm also going to show you where to find it outside of the Aslain website, and also how to check the validity of other mods that you see on there. Not only could they be cheating, and not only could they affect the integrity of the game, but if they're not trustworthy, you don't know if they're going to do something unethical to your computer. What I mean by that is like infecting it with viruses or where somebody can actually steal personal information. Mods, I will say, Wargaming World of Warships will support some of them because these people are trusted, they're a part of the community, and they're not doing things that Wargaming doesn't view as no-nos. But they're not going to be, they shouldn't be held liable for the mods. These are the individuals doing this. They're actually doing this because they enjoy the game and they're really committed to the game, and they want to be able to spread the love in that sense. And they want you guys to be able to have the same fun that they're having. I used to do mods for like old games like Doom 2, Duke Nukem, games like that that were more, they weren't progressive like this. But that's another topic. We could talk about that another day. Let's talk about installing Aslain. And I'm going to show you the validity standpoint that I'm talking about. Okay, so right now I'm at the World of Warships website. They have all the cute little, articles that are here. It's a really good website. I will say that. It's very, very artfully displayed. That's just my opinion. I've built a number of websites for companies and individuals. And the layout right here, this is more modern. The fact that they have some level of animations in reaction to the smaller articles is really cool. And the server status and that. But what we're going to be doing right here is, the reason why I put you here is if you're logged in, you don't need to be logged in, but I would recommend just be logged in just for kicks and giggles. Go to the forum. Click on the forum, it'll open up a new page. If it doesn't, because of you have an anti-pop-up or whatever, go to the forum, right click, and either open a new tab or open in a new window, and it will do the same thing. Ta-da! I got 2 pages. I did one, open in the tab. So now here's the forum. They actually have pretty much everything that you need to know about the game here. And you've got a ton of people, and I'll show you at the very bottom. They show you all the people that are logged in. That's a lot of people. 310 members, 3 anonymous, 913 guests. That's just right now. I mean, I just popped on, and I wanted to share this with you guys. But what we want in this is right here. I'll go from the top. If you just scroll down, it's in the general World of Warships discussion, not destruction. Okay, right here, player modifications. Rules, announcements, discussions. It has all the different criterias here. But for like Aslain's and for the other mods, you want to go to mod packs. Now, when I talked about validity, okay, these right here, you only see 4 of them. Technically 5. But I'm going to say 4. And the reason why is 2 things. One, this is about clan emblems, icon collection for mod, which is cool. But my standpoint with this, you got 3 replies, and that's it. So I'm going to kind of stay away from this guy. Nothing against Major Renegade or anybody that's tied into this. Yeah. My big thing with this, 751 views, 3 replies. It's new. To me, it's not trustworthy. It's kind of like me with Windows. I don't install the very, very first incarnation of Windows. I wait for at least the first or the second service pack, usually the second. And the reason why is that you got stability issues. So even if this guy's legit, he hasn't gotten in trouble with Wargaming or anything else, there may be stability issues with his mod. And that's just my opinion. So I won't screw with it. These, you got 168 pages. You got 3 pages. You got 30 pages, and then you got 25 pages. All these right here, you've got a level of stability because pages, they probably got 10, 15, 20 comments that are in there. And if you look at this is Aslain's is at the top. You can see Aslain's one right here. It's a head honcho for it. He's the one that makes it. Really cool person from Poland. It's had 4,175 replies. It's had over 3.6 million views. So in other words, this has been around and it's also been around since April 23rd, 2015. It's been around for 3 years. Obviously, if it's still here, World of Warships doesn't have an issue with them. They haven't beaten him up. They haven't banned him. They haven't, whipped out the wet noodles and beat him up. And so this one right here, these two, 2016, 2016, they've got a level of credibility because they've been around for years, and Wargaming hasn't done anything to get rid of them or to punish them or do anything else. So they're cool with it. That's just a general, basic, logical rule. So what I need with this is we're going to go here to Aslain, and then it shows you where to go to his website. Right down here, www.aslain.com. I will put the link in the description. I already have it open, so I'm just going to close this little bad boy, and we're going to go right over to here. And what it's going to take you to, you're going to see this when you go there. Okay, this guy is not making money on this. He does, he's got a Patreon account. You can donate through PayPal. He's on Discord, which is cool. He's, this is one of the cool guys that's really involved in the wargaming community. Like I said, he's from Poland. From what little I've known of the guy's a really cool person. He does mods for World of Tanks and World of Warships. Now, if you notice, this is for version it's technically 0.7.4.1. But this right here is the key thing. Number 4. Now, why would he have number 4 on there? Well, when we go here, we're going to click on the link, obviously, to go to the main page. I think he actually does it. Yeah, so he started from 0.3.0.5. He adds revisions to this. So he'll come out within the day of an update with number 1 or number 0 sometimes. And then when he's doing updates on these, you'll get a number 2, number 3, number 4. I usually check out about once a week. The one I have right here is number 3, and he's already got number 4. And I did the update about 3 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. So, he's consistently adding updates. The World of Tanks one on the previous page, it was up to number 8. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to show you how to download this, but I got to point out something. Okay, people look at this and they go, okay, this is one link, this is another link, and this is another link. They're technically right, but they're wrong. And what I'm going to say with this is one resource to download the game, the mod, but this is a hyperlink to another, it'll pull you to a different website. It's got like AdFly or something else that's advertised based, and that's where he can make money in this. This right here is another hyperlink, but it takes you directly to the file. My recommendation with this right here, you never, ever, ever click on because Aslain doesn't put viruses in this. Some of those ads in there might have viruses in them. And also, it complicates this more than it needs to be. So do not click on the download link number 1 or number 2 or number 3. Go to the direct. Aslain made this easy for everyone, but people a lot of times go, oh, download link number 1, and they click on it. Go to the direct, and I'll show you what happens I'll show you. Download link number 1. Pops up this, shrink your URLs, and get paid. And then it's going to have, now, see, do I want notification? No. See, I had a pop-up. Your download is ready. Warning, So all this crap's popping up. And people are going to go, man, Aslain, you suck. I don't want to do this. It's not Aslain's fault. It's just the way that link is. But if you go here to the direct, you can just click on that. See, it pops up a tab. And then, bam, there's the file being downloaded. You can actually see it down in the bottom corner. So I put it right here. And it says, down there in the bottom left, just above the file being downloaded, zipansion.com/RLUJ. It's a hyperlink going somewhere else. Put it over the direct, and it gives you the link, but if you notice, it says at the end, aslans_wows_modpack_v741_04.exe. .exe is a file extension, and it's an executable file. So this right here goes directly to the file, and this goes to the hyperlink. So right there, you just learned something in terms of web navigation that most people don't know. And that's actually distinguishing a file download hyperlink and a website hyperlink going to a different page or a different website. So we're going to wait for this to download. It's 95.2 meg. I am going to run you through the process. And I'll show you one of the little glitches I have and how to fix it. It'll kind of drag this out longer than probably most people will want to, but I want to cover everything from start to finish. And then I'm going to do, on the next video, I'm going to actually go down and break down my settings. What I do in Aslain's, what my settings are. But in this one, I'm going to show you step by step the whole process, and I'll actually show you what a lot of the screen pop-ups are for Aslain's and why they're there. Okay, there we go. It's been downloaded. You can see it down here at the bottom. So instead of opening it, what I will usually do is show in folder. I'm going to do that right now so you guys can see it. Yay, you can see all the music I've been downloading from YouTube. And this is public domain music. So I'll probably do another video showing that. But you can see I downloaded this 2 days ago. That was version 3 of, well, that was update 3 to 7.4.1. This is one we just downloaded. So we're going to click on that bad boy. It's going to ask, I'm going to show you 2 ways. It'll either ask you to do it this way, or another way, if you don't want to deal with all the pop-ups, is right-click on it and run as administrator. Then you automatically jump here, yes. Do I want it in English? Before we continue, I'm going to close these down. So now we're just dealing with the Aslain program. And yes, that's the Kutuzov right there. Love that ship. Anyways, we're doing English. Well, I am. So we say OK. Now it's, unknown program. I always have it ask me because this way I can't have a piggyback file trying to install something, and surprise me. So yes, we know it's Aslain's. Come on, Mr. Computer. Now it's initializing. It's checking for updates. If there was a new update and I was installing it, it'd say, hey, there's update number, 4, number 5, number 6, whatever. And I'll ask you if you want to download it. Okay, we're doing number 4, obviously, of that version. Well, that update of 7.4.1. I'm kind of being repetitive, and I'm sorry. Okay, when you get this screen, most people hit next. Do not hit next, and I will show you why. This right here at the bottom, show preview window. Click on that. You want to enable that. Then hit next. The next one right here is, it explains the whole installation. The basics of the installation right here. And then the uninstaller. How to get rid of it. So that's what this page is for. This right here actually breaks down each one of the updates that he's done to that version of World of Warships. It breaks it down for each one. And in turn, it shows you what's been updated in there. So for number 4, updated clan icons, updated log archiver, updated MX stat version 83, updated Steven Seagal crew voices. Added them. So it shows you what's been added in number 4 that wasn't in number 3. So good information to have. We hit next. Okay, you want to make sure this is going to the right path. Normally, Wargaming's going to install it at your root drive, which is usually the C drive, in a folder called games, and then it's going to be world_of_warships. Does the same thing with warplanes and the same thing with tanks. Sometimes you'll see an _NA or an _EU, and what it's doing is it's saying, well, that's for that region. Usually does that if you haven't installed in multiple regions. But me, I got it in one region right now, so it's just World Warships. So that's fine. You better make sure you have this, the allotted amount of free disk space. I'll hit another video explaining ideal hard drive disk space, because if you don't have that, you can run into problems with the hard drive and have it crash, but this is just telling you for installing the program. Okay, now here's the meat and potatoes of Aslain's. It's going to break down a full list of everything that Aslain's has. Now that little check mark I had you do before popped up this little image previewer. Now the reason for that is, I will show you. If you look at normal ships, on your carousel, which is at the bottom, they all look exactly the same, except for the little icon next to them. I choose gold premium ship icons. Reason why they stand out. So with the preview, this little bad boy right here, you can actually see what it's showing. Or like the side panels I use for health. If you click on it, you can see exactly what it offers and the little menu for it too. So you get an idea of the functionality that it offers. The one word of advice in this, actually 2 words of advice in this. One, I will not vouch that every single one of these will not conflict with the game, because I've had issues with certain ones, and that's where it takes me trial and error. You'll see in the stream a couple weeks ago where my ships were not showing the camos on some of them. That was one of the options in this, and I didn't know that. I had to go through, and my problem with this is that my operating system went by about a month ago, and so with Aslan's, I've been having to reprobe it all out and get a feeling for it. So you have to do the same, and that's where on my 3rd video I will show you what my settings are. Hopefully it helps you bypass a lot of the headaches that I had to go through. But there's one other, the second thing in this, the second notice in this that I will give. If you choose any of the options in here for enhancement of the game, like crosshairs, marker, the zoom, detection icons, compass elements, torpedo warnings. I mean, they're aesthetics, like torpedo warning. Just changes the color, whether it's regular or deep water. I mean, it's showing you what the torps look like in the game, but it doesn't change the torps. What you get is what you get. But if you're going to be picking any of those, then you want to stay away from the very bottom where it says full packages. Full packages are actual mod packs. These are just individual items that you can add into your own personal mod pack, and then it downloads all the elements and then it installs it into the game. Well, it downloads the compressed files, extracts them using 7Z, and then it installs them one at a time. If you're using the full package, it's what somebody else has determined that you should use, and which is fine. It's an easier way rather than going through all the headache of actually picking what you want. Because when you look at this, that's a lot of options. Sometimes having too many options can really intimidate people. So that's where you get the full packages. That's where they have everything based on a certain standard mod format that you can pick. So if you wanted there's one right there. There's these are basically anime driven. But see, they show you a screenshot right here on the load screen, so you can actually see, or the game menu, so you can see. And if it's too small for you, and you're going, well, I can't really tell. There's the enlarge button right here, and what it will do is it will pop it up right here on the Windows Photo Viewer. You just go to zoom, you can blow it up. Yeah, it's kind of pixelated, but you're making a small image big. But at least this way you get a better idea of what you're dealing with. Me personally, I don't do full packages, but for people that are not computer savvy, it's a good option. And then we hit next again. Remove all previous mods from the game. I would do this. What it will do is, like with me, I'm running 7.4.1 update 3. And what I want it to do is I want it to pull update 3 out of the game and put update 4 in its place. So this right here, I recommend remove all previous mods from the game. The second one, delete installer cache files from the mod pack. This one normally I would say don't use it, but there's one condition that I will use it. The reason why I say don't use it is what it will do is the cache is where it stores the files that are being downloaded for the mod pack. They just sit there in their happy little area, and then if anything's been changed, it re-downloads those, the newer versions, and it replaces the old ones. If you delete the installer cache, you have to download all the options. So like right now, it'll probably download maybe 20 meg, 40 meg, somewhere around there. If I delete the cache, it's going to be downloading almost 1.4 gig And that'll take time. It's not going to download as one big file. It's going to download each one of the options I picked one at a time, extract them, and put them aside ready to be installed. So yeah, that one, if you remove options from your mod settings, then yes, I would say delete cache. That's just me. That's my opinion. Just because it makes it simple in the cache where it's all nice compact and you don't have any excess stuff that you had prior. Delete create application shortcut on desktop. I did that once and it creates an Aslain's shortcut, which is cool. I start my my programs folder, but outside of that, I don't want a desktop icon because otherwise you're just going to get copies. And I'm happy with what I got. So we're just going to remove the previous version. We hit next. Now it's going to actually tell you the full spec layout of the game location, all the mod options I added. And yeah, I actually do quite a bit. I love the ports. I love the voices. So it's doing the full layout right here. And then once all that's done, you just hit install. Bam, you're good to go. So right now what it's doing is it's taking the ones that are in the cache and it's extracting them. Then it will install them. If I have any that it needs, it's going to actually download them in a compressed format, just like Zip or ARC or any of these others. 7Z is one that they use, and it's an open source one for the most part. You can donate. It's I guess it would be considered shareware. But what it's doing right now, it'll take that, it'll extract them, and then we're pretty much good to go. And if you like right now, it looks like it's hung up. So I'm going to show you something. We open up Task Manager. Here it is. Da, 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 da. Excuse me. Scroll up. There's Aslain's. For me, anyways, I run Windows 7, and so you'll see 2 to 3 programs running in Windows 7. You're going to see. I'll expand this. And this is Task Manager. All you need to do is just hit Control Delete, and then Start Task Manager, or down at your toolbar, you can right-click and Start Task Manager. When you go here, you can slide it over. You'll see that they're both different. One's a .exe asterisk 32, and the other one's a .tmp asterisk 32 at the end of the image name. Image name is what the program is that it's using to run. Okay, so with Aslain's, these two that are running right now, if it was actually doing extract, like actually decompressing files, you would see a 7za.exe, which is what, again, it's a bootstrap version of 7z that's actually ran for decompressing files. This right here, what it's doing, let's see if I can move that. Nope. Oh, I can. Cool. This is the actual program running. That's Aslain. This right here is the sandbox. What it's doing is all the stuff that it's doing, all the extractions and that are being dumped into the temp file, and the temp file is actually what it's doing to take the information and manipulate it before it plugs it into the game. See, now there's 7za.exe. It's actually taking stuff like the ports, because they're animated, voice packs, stuff like that. All those are compressed. So right now it's decompressing them. It's actually getting this little bad boy set up so that all those are nicely opened up, and then it'll probably dump them into the temp app, and where the temp program will be running it in the cache, and then it will actually plug it into the game using the executable is pretty much the environment that it's using, and the temp is the sandbox. And hopefully I haven't put everyone to sleep with all this information, but the way I look at it, when I do projects for people, I always tell them, explain it to me like I'm a 2-year-old. And the reason why I want to explain to me like I'm a 2-year-old is I would rather have too much information than not enough information. And in this sense, if you run into any problems or whatever else, hopefully it's actually going to be answered in this video. If it isn't, you can leave a comment, and I will help you to the best of my ability with it. If it's something too screwy, You can send a support ticket to Wargaming, but I would probably say the first thing to do is to pop a message to Aslain, because he's going to know better than anybody will. Just to give a little bit of background why this thing's running, Aslain itself, and this is something he hasn't told me this, but this is something I've been kind of piecing together, and this is just my own guesstimation in this, because I haven't taken apart his mod, and I'm not going to out of respect for him. From what I can tell, his mod is actually taking other mods and compiling them into one giant mod, as well as adding some extra goodies in there. And he's doing this, and he does give attribution. He gives credit to the people that have done work on this from other mods, or that have actually provided individual things. He doesn't sit here and run around saying, "Hey, I did all this, I'm that cool." No, he actually gives tribute to the people that have actually put in the time, the energy, the love to providing something new to the game. And so what you're dealing with this is that you're dealing with one big environment that's actually utilizing multiple mods, all in where they all it's a giant playground where all these little mods play together well with each other, and Aslain's program is kind of guiding them to do what you need them to do. So it would be in simple terms a compiler that's running through, and actually a daemon compiler that's actually running through subcompilers to do the work, the dirty work. That's my assumption with this, just based on the fact that he's got a lot of options in this that I found in other mods, but the other mods can't compete to his. His is the most comprehensive one I've seen, and his is pretty much the one that I would actually vouch for, because I've been using it for 2 years, and it's worked perfectly fine for me. It's been really good for me. I would say in some respects I'm addicted to it. I guess if I have a drug addiction in World of Warships, it would be Aslain. So, as we patiently wait, and yes, it is running, I could point it out in 2 ways. One, you can see that where it says extracting below, this will change every once in a while. The other thing is that right here, and this is why I want a task manager open. The CPU, this little bad boy right here, that's, well, I guess I could break this down too. Task Manager, when you go to processes, will show every single process that you're allowed to see. This isn't every single process, but this is all the ones that you're allowed to see. Okay, so if we break this down, the image name is what the program is that's running. The actual executable, or the application, or whatever well, it would be either an executable, a batch, or an application. Those are really the only 3 that would run. Which a batch file, or a shell file, or a scripting file can be something that's not necessarily a BAT file at this point. It could be with a different extension. Username, that's actually who's running the process. Yes, all these say Draven. Well, Draven Taylor. If you go down, like right here, there's nobody there. That's a system one. So the ones that you're actually actively running, and yes, I am really abusing Chrome, but that's all work related. CPU, it will actually show you what's actually gobbling up your central processing unit, or your CPU. Basically the brain of your computer. So this one's showing that 7za.exe is at 13, 8%, 17%. Now these 2 don't show anything, and the reason why is it's actually running this bootstrap version of 7z to decompress them. And then the memory, that's obviously your RAM, how much RAM you're using. And then this is a description, whatever they have. Now, outside of that, I guess I should mention this too. Make sure your CPU usage doesn't jump straight up. Ideally, you don't want it any higher than 80%, 85%, unless it's really doing some heavy compiling. If it's sticking around 99, 100%, and that's normal, you may want to actually consider getting a better graphics card if it's for the game. Your physical memory should never, ever be above 85%. Windows 7's actually got a really good memory manager, but it doesn't like it. Anyways, we go back to Aslain, and you will see you can click on this. It'll take you to a different page, and you can show your support. I've already done it, but you can do it. You can give them a thumbs up and say, hey, basically it's your way of saying, hey, Aslain, I appreciate the energy and the time and that you put into this, and keep it up. Keep up the good work. But basically, you just hit finish and you're done. But for me, and this happens to other people too, notice how these are hanging. Not 100% why, but what I do, and this is why I have Task Manager open, if you don't like them there, and process, and it just kills it. Kill the temp, it'll kill the other one. So that's basically it for installing Aslain. Really, really simple. There's a couple just little key points. You know, like I said, hit the direct link. Don't hit the download link on the Aslain website. And pretty much, you know, each step of the way, it explains what it's doing. Be sure you have the preview enabled, because otherwise you're not going to know what you're picking. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. I hope I will catch you guys either on World of Warships or World of Warplanes. Have a wonderful day. Take care.